Now we'll see female reproductive system. The female reproductive system, it is located in the abdominal cavity of the female body. It is present near to the kidneys. And this is the structure of the female reproductive system. The female reproductive system, it mainly consists of ovary. A pair of ovary are present in the female reproductive system on left and right side. It is a pair. That means how many ovary are present? They are 2. That means one pair. The ovary is the female reproductive organ. It is a primary female reproductive organ. And the ovary, it contains a number of follicles, inside which it contains a number of follicles. What we call them as follicles. They contain a number of follicles. During puberty, time after puberty, now each follicle matures and it is released after every 28 days. The ovary, what is the function of the ovary? Okay, the function of the ovary is to produce eggs or ovum. Egg or ovum, not eggs. Okay. For 1 month, only one egg is released. Either of the one ovary is doing that duty. Not both the ovaries. Only one ovary, it releases one egg after 28 days. Got it? See here. The function of the ovary is they produce egg or ovum and they also produce estrogen. The hormone is estrogen and also progesterone. They produce the hormones estrogen and progesterone. Both are female hormones. Got it? These are the hormones. Estrogen is used for the development of secondary sexual characters and the progesterone hormone is released during the pregnancy time. Got it? Then comes to the second part of the female reproductive system, that is oviduct. Oviduct, also called as fallopian tube. Also called as fallopian tube. Fallopian tube is a tube-like structure. It is a muscular tube-like structure which is opening near the ovary. It is opens near the ovary and the other end is connected to uterus. This structure is called fallopian tube. It is a tube-like structure and is muscular in nature. Many muscles are present in their wall. It opens near the ovary. Okay. And during the ovulation, that is what is ovulation? The process of release of egg from the ovary. The process of release of egg from the ovary. That process is called ovulation. That process is called ovulation. What is that? Release of egg from the ovary is called ovulation. After ovulation, the egg is released. This egg will enters into the fallopian tube. Okay. Where fertilization will takes place. In the fallopian tube, the fertilization will takes place. Now, the other end of the fallopian tube, it attaches to the third part, that is uterus. Uterus is an pear-shaped structure. Uterus is an pear-shaped structure in which development of the embryo will takes place. What will happen? Development of the embryo will takes place in the uterus. Uterus, it consists of 3 layers. It consists of 3 layers. It is not there in the textbook. Please make a note. It consists of 3 layers. The outermost layer. This is the outermost layer that we call perimetrium. Outermost layer is called perimetrium. Middle layer is called myometrium. And the outermost, that is innermost layer, that is very important. The innermost layer is called endometrium. These are the 3 layers which are present in the uterus. Where it is? Uterus. Got it? Now the development of the embryo will take place in these walls. Next, the uterus, it narrows at the bottom. That part is called cervix. That part is called cervix. The narrow end part of the uterus is called cervix. The cervix, it leads into vagina. Vagina is the part which is present near to the, that is after the cervix, that we call vagina. Vagina is also known as birth canal. Is also known as birth canal. After the development of the embryo, that is developing into fetus, now the fetus will comes out from through this vagina. So the vagina is called birth canal. And the vagina is also used for the transfer of sperm cells into the female body after copulation. After copulation, entry of the sperm cells also takes place through this opening. Now, fertilization. What is fertilization? Fertilization is the process of fusion of male and female gametes. What is fertilization? Fusion of male and female gametes. That we call fertilization. Now we will see in detail how it is happened and where it is happening. Got it? See, after copulation, now the sperm cells, they enter the vagina. From the vagina, now the sperm cells, they enter into the female body. From there, with the help of the tail, now the sperm cells, they reaches to the fallopian tube. Okay. During that time, what will happen in the female body? See here. I told you already, ovules, that is a number of follicles are present in the ovary. There are number of follicles are present in the ovary. They mature and they release the egg. That the process of release of egg from the ovary is called ovulation. Okay. Now the egg is released by the ovary. Now the egg, it enters into the fallopian tube. Where it goes? Fallopian tube. Now the egg cell is there in the fallopian tube. Now it is moving, that is present in the fallopian tube. Now the sperm cells which are coming through this fallopian tube, they fuse with the female gamete. Sperm is the male gamete. Now it fuses with the female gamete and then it is producing the zygote. What it is producing? Zygote. Here the process of fusion of male and female gamete, this process is called fertilization. What we call? Fertilization. Okay. Now after fertilization, what is produced here? Zygote. Where the zygote is produced? Where the fertilization takes place? Tell me. Zygote is produced in the fallopian tube and fertilization also takes place in the fallopian tube. That is very important. Where does the fertilization takes place? It takes place in the fallopian tube. Now after fertilization, now the zygote is there, no? This zygote will divide. It is dividing and increasing their cell number. Now it is becoming an mass of cells. Okay. Now this mass of cells dividing zygote moves through fallopian tube and now it enters into the wall of the uterus. Now it enters into the wall of the uterus. Now the dividing zygote is called embryo and the process of attaching of or embedding of embryo into the uterine wall. Into the uterine wall. That is, it is entering inside the uterine wall. Look at here. Okay. That process is called implantation. What we call? Implantation. What is implantation?